What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, we've got a new electric bike to show you. It is the new Himiway A7. Now, you guys know how much I love reviewing electric bikes on the channel, and Himiway is a brand that you have seen on this channel before many times. They regularly send me products to review, and they are one of the top brands that I review on this channel. I love Himiway. They are always quality built bikes. I've never received one that had problems. I never received one that was incomplete or that had any issues at all. They are literally some of the best electric bike brands that you can buy on the market today. Now, this one is $1,799, regularly priced at $1,999. The A7 is a full suspension e-bike. Take a look there. You'll see this unique design they have for the rear suspension. I like that. And then, of course, you have your adjustable front forks with lockout. Very nice as well. You get a 720 watt-hour LG battery. It's kind of hidden in here. You can remove the battery with the included keys, or you can just charge it through the frame. That battery should provide you with 80 miles of maximum range. Of course, it's going to depend on weather and terrain, your weight, your height, all those kinds of things, and what pedal assist you're using. It has a selectable cadence or torque sensor, which is interesting. You can actually choose in the menu system between the two. You get 5 levels of pedal assist, a 3.5-inch screen, and the motor is a 500 watt brushless gear motor sitting right back there. The rotors are Tektro TR180. They are 180 millimeters front and rear. The battery is 48 volts, 15 amp hours. And guess what, guys? 2-year warranty on this, which is really nice. 2 years that you don't have to worry about your bike. It comes with a 15-day return policy if you're not satisfied with it, and of course, free shipping. Now let's get into some of the features on the bike. This is what controls everything, your little keypad right here. Power button is in the top right corner. You hold it for a few seconds, and the bike comes to life. comes to life. I'm thinking because of how bright it is out here that it's kind of hard to see the display. You've got an M button here, which should cycle through trip, average, watts, torque, cadence sensor. You can switch through all that using this mode button. And you have your pedal assist levels, and it goes up to turbo, and it goes down to off, so you can just pedal yourself around. This is your thumb throttle right here on the left. You push that, and you go. And then you got your hydraulic brakes, left and right. You got a little bell. And then you've got your easy selectable Shimano shifter. This is an 8-speed. If you look up top, you push it with that finger, you push it with your thumb. Super easy to do, guys. Then your headlight, if you hold the plus button, give it a second, the screen dims, and you should get a nice little headlight. And if I'm not mistaken, this has a tail light. Yes, it does. It has a tail light in the back and a reflector underneath. Of course, there are fenders. Do you have a brake light? I don't think there's a brake light. I can't tell if there is. A really nice, cushy seat. This is very soft. Overall, the construction of the bike's absolutely beautiful. The paint is excellent. A lot of these bikes will come with some blemishes on the paint already. This one came in perfect condition, and Himiway is really good about the way they package their bikes so they don't arrive damaged. You got a little fake carbon fiber chain guard right here for the paint as well. Altus by Shimano. And you've got a storage rack on the back with these nice straps here. So you can put just about anything you want. I mean, look how far these things stretch out. These will hold just about anything. And it says the maximum load is 25 kilograms. Whatever that is in pounds, I'm assuming it's something like 45 pounds, something like that. All right, guys, I think we've gone over just about everything with the bike. Now it's time to take it for a ride. You guys ready to see how this thing does on gravel? Now, I know a lot of people are going to think a 500 watt motor isn't going to be enough, but I'm telling you, I think 500 watts is plenty. I am 6 foot tall. I'm 220 pounds, and we're going to see how this thing takes off with me on it. So I've got it in turbo mode, and let's hit the throttle. All right, very smooth and slow takeoff. Not a whole lot of torque, but it builds up speed pretty quick. I'll be the first to admit that it's a really windy day today. and we got a lot of severe storms coming later in the evening, so bear with me. I do have the tires somewhat underinflated for the type of terrain that we're on. You don't want to ride around on loose gravel like this with your tires aired up to the maximum PSI. If you're on a normal road, that's one thing. I can understand that. But if you're going to be going off-roading at all, decrease the tire pressure as necessary to keep you from slipping and falling. So off-road capabilities, it's a pretty bumpy one over here, guys, and honestly, it's not bad. The suspension is doing its job. I don't know what kind of traction I'm going to... Oh, that was a big hole. Let's see if we can get back up here. There we go. I was concerned with the traction because of these narrow tires coming out of that hole there, but honestly, not bad. Now, there's also a brake sensor. I just noticed that. If you are on the throttle, let's hit the throttle. You'll see we start taking off. If I tap the brake, even just barely tapping it, the motor cuts out. That's a smart feature. So don't tap the brakes while you're hitting the throttle. Again, we're going up kind of a steep incline here, and definitely slow to accelerate. This is not going to be a speed demon. We'll find out what the top speed is here in just a moment. But not a lot of torque. This thing doesn't jerk you around or try to rip you out of your seat like some of these other bikes. This is a very comfortable riding experience. I like it. And even though it's a skinny tire bike, I'm doing, what, 17, almost 18 miles an hour on loose gravel with skinny tires, and it feels very, very confidence inspiring. Okay, now we're doing 21, 22. Let's slow it down. I feel comfortable. I don't feel that comfortable, all right? As always, I get exactly what I expect from Himiway. Just a solidly built, well-constructed bike. And they also have this version, the A7 in the Pro, and that one has a mid-drive motor. So there's options out there. If you're not interested in this one or that one, definitely check out Himiway's website, because I promise you they've got something for you there. I think it's time, guys. There's no way I can take this off-roading too much out here right now. It's a swamp. Everything is wet. Everything is muddy. And I'm not going to risk it. So I think we're going to take it out on the street, and let's see how it does on a paved road and find out what the top speed is. Brake check. Very nice. This is a very steep hill. And as I said, I'm 220 pounds. So I always check the brakes when you're building up momentum going downhill, and you could hear him squeal, man. It brought the bike to a stop, no problem. Let's get on it. Full throttle. I'm not pedaling, by the way. This is all just throttle. We'll try pedaling next. Here we go. 21. I think that's 22. Hold on, we're still building a little bit. It's a nice, comfortable speed. Nothing too fast. Let me make sure I'm turned all the way up here. I am. We're maxed out, guys. So it looks like 19, 20. At 20 miles an hour, the motor cuts out on throttle alone. Let me see if I can pedal. So I'm in 8th gear. There we go. Yeah. There it is. That's what I thought. The motor came back. 26, 27. The motor cuts out at 27 miles an hour. That's not bad. Now we're doing 30. 31. 30. Oh, we're not going to make 32. 31. 31 miles an hour. All right, we're coming up on a hill here. I'm going to start pedaling, and we're going to see how fast this bike can get us up this hill. We're at 25, 24, 25, 24, 23, 22.7. And now we're speeding up again. Not bad at all. 22 miles an hour up the hill. Now that was with pedaling. Obviously, using the throttle alone would have been a little bit slower. This gives you a good exercise. This is nice. You get up to about 19 miles an hour on throttle alone. You want to go faster, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to get your exercise in. I'm actually pedaling right now. This is nice. This is nice. It's a very solid bike. No vibrations, no funny noises. Little whine from the motor, That's normal on all of these bikes. Overall, it's very quiet. And it's an absolutely beautiful day for a ride. I think it's time we take it off-road over here real quick, see how it does. I think I'm gonna stop pedaling and start just using the throttle for a minute. Here we go. Let's make sure nobody's gonna run into us. We're good. Let's go off-road here. Just see how she does. It's a pretty rough area over here. Oh, this is not bad at all. Not bad at all, no. And you can hear that motor picking up all the way to 19 miles an hour. Brakes, again, solid. Yeah, nothing to worry about with the brakes, guys. We'll see what the battery looks like when we get back, because we're mostly just going to use throttle on this, up and downhill, and we'll probably do about a 5-mile run and just see what it looks like when we get back. So I keep making the mistake of tapping on the brake. That was a big bump. Wasn't too shabby. Not bad. I have a habit of leaving my hands close to the brakes, my fingers on the brakes, so that if I need to stop, I have them ready. Oh my goodness. You guys see that bird? That's a road runner. That's a road runner. Anyway, I have a habit of leaving my fingers tapping the brake in case I need to stop in a hurry. And on this bike, that is not something that's gonna fly, because as soon as you tap the brake, the motor cuts off. I keep wondering, why is the motor turned off? It's because I'm tapping the brake. We're going up a pretty good hill right here, and it's maintaining 19.3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, we're still increasing speed. 19.9, 20. And then it starts cutting back at 20 miles an hour. Now we're going back downhill again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, another great product from Himiway. I think it's about time to turn this thing around. We got some bad weather coming in, so I'd like to give a shout out to Himiway for sending us another amazing product, and I'd also like to just publicly apologize for it taking so long. The weather out here has been really bad. Oklahoma's had a lot of flooding. We've had tornadoes, hail. We've had an incredible amount of rainfall, way more. We broke the record. I mean, we've never had more rain than we've gotten this year before in recorded history. So it's really put things back a little bit. I apologize for that. And of course, we got more bad weather coming today. So I'm trying to get these things done. Brakes are nice and quiet too. I like that. Some of these bikes, the brakes will squeal, and it's not a deal breaker, but really, who wants to have a bike with squealing brakes? Now we're turned around, we're gonna head back. Again, we're going up a hill. This time I am not going to pedal. We're gonna let the throttle do it alone, and we're gonna see where it lands at. We're at 19. I think that's gonna be all she's got. Yeah, 19.1, 18.8, 18.6, 19. Not bad at all, guys. That's very respectable, especially when you consider this motor is only 500 watts. And that's one of the things I think is really impressive about the Himiway brand, is they make the most out of everything that they've got. Most people would look at a 500 watt motor and be like, nah, it ain't even gonna work. This one does great. Not torquey, but it'll definitely get you up to speed and maintain speed, even if you are someone that weighs, 220 pounds. She can handle it, man. She can absolutely handle it. All right, I think it's time to get back onto the gravel. Let's try to wrap up a 5-mile run here. Woo, that wind. And let's see what the battery looks like when we get back to the house. And we're back. And the bike is done amazingly well. Everything I expect from Himiway. Just a great product that you can rely on. It's something you can count on. You know what you're gonna get. You know what I mean? There's other brands out there that, quality control can be a little hit or miss. But with Himiway, you're gonna get a good one every time. They take quality control very seriously. And they make just some of the best built bikes out there, man. All right, So let's see where we're at as we're finishing up our trip. I have done 4 miles. I was hoping we should hit 5. I always hit 5, so we got to be close. And the battery, well, I'm sorry to tell you guys this as far as the battery is concerned. There had to be a downside, right? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. The battery's still fully charged, and I've just been hammering on this thing, full throttle, turbo mode the whole time. The entire time we've just been hammering on this thing. Battery hasn't gone down a single bar, and I didn't expect it to. I didn't expect it to. Let's take her around the block here. Really hoping that we could just hit that 5 mile mark. I always hit 5 miles, so we gotta be close. And again, on the gravel, I'm doing almost 20 miles an hour. You could absolutely use this bike off-road if you wanted to. I wouldn't recommend it. It's not what this bike was made for. It's a commuter bike. It's made for the city. You know, if you wanted to go do some delivering or something, this would be a great bike to do that on. Or you just got to get to school from your apartment or whatever, to school, to work. This is another great option, in my opinion. I don't think we're going to hit that, I don't think we're going to hit the 5 miles, guys. I sure tried. We got to be close, though. I promise you, we're right there. It's going to kick over to 5 miles like any second now. But it's not going to make it in this video. So there it is. There it was. That's going to be a wrap for this video. Again, big shout out and thank you to Himiway for sending us another amazing electric bike. They're all new A7. And remember, they also have the mid-drive A7 Pro, if that's something that you're interested in. I forgot to mention that I love the reflective sidewalls on these tires. These are these are serious, man. These are something people should pay more attention to when they're looking at bikes. Because it may not seem like much in the daytime, but at night, when headlights hit you from the side, people are actually going to see you. You know, I mean, you've got the reflectors in the pedals, which is normal, reflector in the back, reflector in the front. Plus, it's got lights, but it also has these reflective white walls on the wheels. Super, super important. So when you're going down the road, people can, you know, they'll see it, and at least, hopefully, they'll pay some attention to you. The only thing I guess I would change about it is the bell. I don't like that. I like the meep meep, kind of the Roadrunner sounding bells. I like those a whole lot better. I think they're louder. But again, if you're in a situation where you're honking your horn because there's a car doing something, it doesn't matter what kind of bell or horn you have, like that comes on these bikes. They're not going to hear you guys. So at the end of the day, be safe out there, everybody. And Himiway, thank you for sending me another amazing product. I highly recommend you guys go check these out for yourself. I'll put a link directly below this video.